The ceremony is about to commence. We kindly ask that your mobile phone be switched off or on silent mode until the end of our ceremony. In case of an emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of the venue ushers who will ensure your safety. We now welcome our Real World graduates.
Hi, I'm Anne Sherry. I'm the Chancellor of QUT. I'm delighted to welcome you to your graduation ceremony and warmly congratulate you on being here today. As well as being a milestone for you, this occasion is a very important one for the university. To recognise that, this ceremony is modelled on the traditions of medieval European universities that date back 1,000 years. So we have a mace to symbolise authority, a Latin anthem, and academic dress styled in the traditions of that earlier time. More significantly at QUT, we celebrate the much older culture of the traditional owners of the land on which QUT stands, the Turrbal and Yagara people, whose customs and ceremonies date back more than 40,000 years. We pay our respects to their elders, laws, customs, and creation spirits. We have sought to deepen and expand the way in which you, as future decision makers, respect and value the precious contributions of those who've lived in this place for countless generations. As you have all discovered, QUT is a place where you've learnt new ways of thinking and doing. It's a place where you've been challenged to leave your comfort zone, to be bold and learn the practical skills you need to take the next steps in your career. And so I congratulate all of you on showing great commitment, courage, and achievement in qualifying to graduate today. Not only have you achieved academically, for many of you, coming to university may have required you to leave home, travel to a new country, or even persuade your inner voice or sceptical families that going to university would be worth the sacrifices. Just last year, more than 10,000 students graduated from QUT, joining the almost 300,000 professionals who are part of our global alumni network, of which I'm also a proud member. We look forward to welcoming many more students to QUT and supporting them while they study with us, as we have with you. We also look forward to supporting them in their chosen careers, whether in business, law, science, engineering, art, teaching, nursing, or many of the other pathways open to our graduates. I strongly encourage you to stay connected to QUT through our alumni network and to take advantage of the many networking and professional development opportunities it has to offer. For this is only the beginning of your journey. As you walk across the stage today, think about how far you've come. I know your friends and family are proud of you for the hard work you've put into completing your degree, and so are we. Once more, I extend my sincere congratulations, and we wish you every success for the future.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Margaret Shield, Vice-Chancellor of QUT. Today we celebrate the excellence of your achievements, the commitment you brought to your learning, and the dedication and perseverance you showed through every challenge. You chose our university because you wanted the real-world skills that industry demands. Today, surrounded by proud family and friends, either in the room or supporting you from afar, you stand before us as qualified professionals and emerging leaders ready to make meaningful contributions in your chosen fields. You have mastered complex disciplines while managing work, family, and personal responsibilities. You learn from and alongside researchers addressing our most pressing global challenges: climate science, healthcare innovation, and transformative technologies. And you achieved your qualification on lands that have served as places of teaching and learning for thousands of years, joining an unbroken tradition of scholarship and discovery. QUT is an ambitious, world-class university ranked amongst the top 200 globally. Our cutting-edge research in technology and innovation distinguishes us, but our true distinction lies in real-world graduates like you. Each project and placement has prepared you to enter your careers with confidence, and you now join a distinguished network of alumni, leaders in industry, innovators in research, and champions of positive change. As you embark upon your next chapter and go on to achieve remarkable things, remember you will also be judged by the care and compassion you show for others and the way in which you use your knowledge in the service for a greater purpose. On behalf of the entire QUT community, I sincerely congratulate you on your graduation and wish you all the best for what lies ahead.
Guests and graduates, please stand for the entrance of the academic procession.
Please be seated. I'm Professor Sharon Christensen, the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Law, and I'm delighted to be your host for today's graduation. In commencing today's proceedings, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land with a Welcome to Country video.
Bulka be Bulka, welcome in the language of the Yagara people. We acknowledge the Turrbal and Yagara peoples as the First Nation owners of the lands of where QUT now stands. For thousands of years, the Turrbal and Yagara people have gathered along the banks of Maiwa, the Brisbane River, to share their knowledge and stories. We pay our respects to their elders, laws, customs, and creation spirits. We recognise that these lands where QUT now stands have always been places of teaching, researching, and learning. We acknowledge the important role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people play within our QUT community. From Moreton Bay, inland as far as the Great Dividing Range near Warwick and Toowoomba, as far north as the Caboolture River, including the lands around Brisbane City, Meanjin. Yura yura yinala, balka bi balka, nganguru maramakoro nganya birali, nganya bayam. Welcome to the traditional country of the Turrbal and Yagara people.
Graduation is an important part of the fabric of university life, and in today's ceremony we will confer more than 280 degrees. In addition to today's formal proceedings, it's also an opportunity for us to celebrate and reflect on personal achievements of all our graduands and join very warmly and genuinely in their celebration. We would particularly like to welcome those who are live streaming from around the world. I believe our graduands would be the first to admit that while graduation celebrates their individual success, their accomplishments would not be possible without their strong support networks throughout their studies. As such, today's celebration also recognises the significant contribution of family, friends, university staff, and many other people throughout the wider community. We have a large ceremony today, and we will have a short musical interlude during proceedings. Presiding over today's ceremony is Professor Mark Harvey, and it is now my pleasure to invite him to certify the awards and certificates.
On behalf of the University, the Chancellor, Ms Anne Sherry AO, Vice-Chancellor Margaret Shiel AO, I add to you all my very warm welcome. I also acknowledge our ceremonial host, Professor Sharon Christensen, Professor Cameron Newton, Deputy Dean, Faculty of Business and Law, Professor Vicky Browning, Doctor of the University Award recipient, Dr. the Honourable Mary Crawford, members of QUT Council, QUT staff and family and friends. Most importantly, I welcome you, our graduands, whose achievements we celebrate today. I also add my acknowledgement of the traditional owners of the Turrbal and Yagara people. I now call on Professor Sharon Christensen to certify the eligibility of graduands to be awarded their qualifications.
Presiding Officer, I have the honour to inform you that the graduands who will be presented to you or who are nominated for awards in absentia are entitled to be admitted to degrees and have awards conferred upon them. I certify to you and to the University that they have fulfilled the conditions prescribed for their awards.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the University Council, I will admit to degrees and confer awards upon those qualified graduands in attendance today. I also admit to degrees and confer awards upon those qualified graduands who are listed in the graduations webpage and have been unable to attend in person at this ceremony.
Presiding Officer, I now have the pleasure of calling on Ms Marie Clancy to present today's graduands.
Presiding Officer, I have much pleasure in presenting to you graduates in the Faculty of Business and Law to be admitted to degrees. For the Bachelor of Laws Honours, Jasmine Avery. Linebel Bickerton. Eveline Donaldson. Cameron Freeman. Justin Kattenberg. Nguyen Ming Thula. Lauren Roberts. Alexa Rhoda. Joshua Sam. Joshua Scott. Isabella Shearman. Nam Tran. Nargis Amidi. Rosaline Armajoy. Eleanor Anstey. Sophie Bell. Verna Bierman. Jacob Bignell. Edwin Biju Verghese. James Box. Lachlan Brunelli. Sophie Burns. Siobhan Callum. Emily Colley King. Summer Cook. Maya Cuff. Sophia Damastro. Anthony Downs. Mitchell Doyle. Alexander Dunstan. Callista Ebenezer. Benjamin Fox. Devia Delphina George. Savannah Happold. Carmen Harrington Wade. James Hunt. Ella Johnson. Emilia Konopka. Ethan Lihang. Jacob Long. Stephanie Liner. Alexandra McDonnell. Samantha McPherson. Taylor Manning. Maria Mustafa. Ruben Nethery. Cameron Orford. Zephyr Parker. Nikita Pameshwar. Kia Patel. Kunal Sharma. Isabella Skeen. Ruby Smith. Lauren Sewell. Adeline Stenny. Tom Swap. Isabella Tarabay. Megan Todd. Jaden Vanals. Elizabeth Wesling Smith. Madeline Adgo. Alima Ali. Carmen Catalano. Tanya Chilcott. Emily Clark. Fallon Cobcroft. Therese de Bellis. Taylor Del Popolo. Sarah Enzenhofer. Aveline Gill. Elizabeth Gillespie. Taylor Graham. Annalise King. Eloise McGill. Chui Tao Mok. Rebecca Mumford. Grace Reddycliffe. Alexandra Sambanis Gill. Caitlin Schuster. Ananya Shaji. Jordan Smith. Noreen Sufi. Saul Thompson. For the Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class Honours, Cody Condi. Jessica Daniel. Stephanie Gibbons. Makala Harris. Lachlan Smith. Apologies. Lachlan Hill. Matthew Hovey. Deanna Lackman. Michelle Tomanek. For the Bachelor of Laws Honours, Beth DeTrapani. Sebastian Doyle. Catherine Scanlon. Tiara Singh. Ryan Zhu. Mitchell Bogner. Chelsea Bremhorst. Daniel Broughton. Callum Elsden. Claire McPherson. Diana Matthew. Richard Pennery Jones. Simone Price. Harry Rogers. Maxwell Seaman. Jack Speck. Ella Trotsky. Yi Fan Wang. Lingyu Zhu. Anisha Airy. Natasha Cooley. Marilyn Doggett. Adam Griffin. Taylor Holiday. Leanne Leonard. Benjamin Millen. Jessica Perkins. Yana Perumal. Jessica Smith. Leanne Spenceley. Presiding Officer, we will now have a brief musical interlude performed by Parasito Strings. This will be followed by further presentation of awards. Presiding Officer, I have much pleasure in presenting to you graduates for the Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class Honours, Bell Lieu. Alice Robinson. Denisha Tyler. For the Bachelor of Behavioural Science Psychology, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Maya Tilak. Jack Ambrose Stevenson. Uzoamaka Egwu. Lottie Forno. Tiva Gamp. Bethany O'Neill. Jaya Tazin. Claire Walker. For the Bachelor of Behavioural Science Psychology with distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, John Longwell. Carol Maitrey. Victoria Nguyen. Savannah Trafford. For the Bachelor of Behavioural Science Psychology, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Nicole Stavru. For the Bachelor of Behavioural Science Psychology with distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Khushbu Paswani. For the Bachelor of Behavioural Science Psychology, Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class Honours, Lily Anderson. For the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Catherine Sterling. For the Bachelor of Biomedical Science with distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Jessica Oliver. Tiana Bryce. For the Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Jared Gibson. Charlie McClelland. Beck Phillips. Isabella Sharp. Brian Singh. Patrick Forrest. Marie Rosemond. Harrison Bass. Benson Jiang. Mitchell Chung. Ashley Bargenquast. Kane Otway. Kang Buffini. Raisa Hatia. Dimity Reed. Lucy Zeller. Braden McKay. Ada Harvey. Jacqueline Casamatis. For the Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Blake Avey. Abby Keller. Talia Moore. Mitchell Quigg. Matthew Rolls. For the Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Stephen Sherry. Giovanni Basnayaka. For the Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Espoir Afachawo. Donna Hamid. David Yank. Sophia Quach. Laura Archer. Zoe Deach. Chloe Hardiman. Kaylin Travers. Kristen Keogh. Harrison McSweeney. Madeline Cernkovich. Kiana Etabarri. Vivian Lee. Abby McCulloch. Meghna Pradeep. Yun Kwak. Noah Rooney. Brianna Horsnell. Harrison O'Donnell Potts. Shania Salgado. Sophia O'Brien. Claudia Clark. For the Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class Honours, James Kimmins. Tabitha St. George. William Stevens. Ethan Green. For the Bachelor of Communication, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Calissa Layden. For the Bachelor of Communication with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Reuben Arnold Knott. Isabella Pol Bedetto. Patricia Galbo. Gemma Rao. Ekaterina Rico. For the Bachelor of Creative Industries, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Caitlin Green. Ching Hong Young. For the Bachelor of Creative Industries with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Nikita Advani. Imogen Litchfield. For the Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Kerry Copley. For the Bachelor of Fine Arts with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Hayden Boyd. For the Bachelor of Fine Arts with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class Honours, Hannah Clare. For the Bachelor of Information Technology, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Blake Usher. For the Bachelor of Information Technology with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Flynn Henry. Andy Nguyen. Luke van Diermen. For the Bachelor of Justice, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Lovepreet Singh. For the Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Oliver Wilson. Abby Newman. Hebe Redmond. Presiding Officer. At QUT, we recognise outstanding academic excellence through the award of a QUT medal. To qualify for consideration of the award, a student must have demonstrated academic excellence throughout the entire bachelor's degree program and have, in a minimum of time, passed all subjects at a uniformly high standard. Today, we will recognise one medalist. This medalist completed their Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class Honours, with an outstanding grade point average of 6.91 out of a possible 7. This grade point average was derived from all eligible units required for this award. I present to you, for a QUT medal, Rachel Paxton. Presiding Officer, I have much pleasure in presenting to you graduates for the Graduate Diploma of Legal Practice, Eva Earle. Montana Hall. Nathan Landell. Yinging Liang. Rebecca Markwell. Peter Ian McDermott. Than Nguyen. Krushanth Thanabalasingham. Matthew Torrisi. Linda Wong. For the Bachelor of Laws Honours, Haveen Singh. For the Bachelor of Justice, Bachelor of Laws Honours, Genevieve Harvey. Presiding Officer, I now call upon Professor Cameron Newton to present the candidates for doctoral degrees.
Presiding Officer, I have much pleasure in presenting to you candidates for doctoral degrees from the Faculty of Business and Law. The full citations of each of the doctoral degrees to be awarded today and the names of their supervisors are provided on the graduations webpage. Amongst the highest qualifications this university can bestow, the Doctor of Philosophy, or PhD, is awarded for the successful completion of a significant piece of independent research, sustained in its scholarly character, and one which makes an original contribution to the field. For the thesis titled Public Interest and the Interaction of Legal, Political and Social Licenses to Operate, a case study of mining development in Brazil, I present to you Dr. Carla Fagundes Sangiovanni. For the thesis title, The Regulation of Compulsory Education in Australia, a Doctrinal and Comparative Analysis, I present to you Dr. John O'Brien. For the thesis title, Striving for Climate Justice, the Role of Australian Legal Assistance Sector in Responding to Climate Change-Informed Civil Law Needs, I present to you Dr. Monica Taylor. Presiding Officer, that concludes the presentation of all graduands and awards.
Graduates, on behalf of the University Council and staff of the University, I offer you my congratulations. Whatever you do beyond today, remember this is a lifelong learning journey. Do it with purpose, with integrity and pride, and know QUT will be here for you. I would now like to call upon Professor Vicky Browning to present the award of Doctor of the University.
Presiding Officer, the degree of the Doctorate of University is the highest award this university can bestow. It is awarded in recognition of distinguished service to the community. It is my honour and pleasure to present to you the Doctor, the Honourable Mary Crawford.
By authority of the University Council, I have the honour and pleasure to admit Dr. the Honourable Mary Crawford to the award of Doctor of the University.
Dr. the Honourable Mary Crawford AM is a distinguished former parliamentarian, academic and advocate for gender equality. Elected to the House of Representatives in 1987, she was one of only 7 women in Parliament during her 9-year term. She served with distinction in roles including Assistant Minister to the Deputy Prime Minister, and her leadership helped shape critical national policies in education, childcare, housing and disability services. Following her parliamentary career, Dr. Crawford joined QUT in 1997, contributing to curriculum development and teaching in the School of Management. And she earned her PhD from QUT in 2008, focusing on gender and the Australian Parliament, and continues to serve as a visiting scholar. She is a founding sponsor and advisory committee member of the QUT Pathway to Politics for Women program, which since 2020 has empowered over 100 women to pursue political leadership. Her mentorship and advocacy have helped reshape Australia's political landscape. And in recognition of her distinguished service to QUT, scholarship, and the community, the QUT Council has awarded Dr. the Honourable Mary Crawford AM, Doctor of the University. Presiding Officer, I present to you for conferral of the honorary degree of the Doctor of the University, and to address us today, Dr. the Honourable Mary Crawford AM.
Good morning, everybody. Firstly, can I acknowledge the First Nation owners of the lands on QUT and pay respect to our elders. I also acknowledge the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and other invited guests, and thank them for the honour they have bestowed on me today and the opportunity to speak. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Today is a celebration of the power of knowledge. The value of knowledge comes from its instrumental value, its usefulness in achieving goals, its intrinsic value being good in itself. Knowledge is instrumental because it helps people make better decisions, perform actions effectively, improve skills, and makes us all more valuable both in our personal and professional lives. It is intrinsically valuable because it is knowledge that accommodates action in the world. If you know how the world works, you are more able to be a full participant in society and to make the most of every opportunity. That is what we are acknowledging today. We recognise that every one of you has come to this understanding. Of course, there are many ways of looking at the power of knowledge. Albert Einstein, the brilliant physicist, said, "Knowledge is what remains after one has forgotten what one learned in school." Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the UN, for knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, every family. The former Prime Minister of Australia, Bob Hawke, himself a Rhodes Scholar, said, "The importance of education and the creation of equality of opportunity in education are, for me, the most fundamental aspects of a decent society." He then made it happen. You, sitting here today, are proof of that. His government, of which I was a part, enacted laws in 1991 which expanded the university sector and broke down the barriers for university entrance. Prior to that, if you didn't get a place in university after year 12, you were virtually unable to access higher education. Those changes have seen thousands of people take up the opportunity. Today, I especially acknowledge the first in family graduates. You will learn firsthand the transformative power of education. I am also a first in family. Neither of my parents went to high school, but were determined that their children would have every educational opportunity. We need to value what we have gained and ensure others too may be able to participate fully in gaining a formal education. Remember, education is the one thing no one can take from you. They can steal your house, deny you employment, take your freedom, but your knowledge and skills remain. To maintain the knowledge which you have acquired, I believe there are 4 skills which you need to develop as you continue on your path. The first of these is curiosity. This is a quality related to inquisitive thinking, exploration, investigation, learning. What is happening? What are the facts? How does this work? It is particularly important for those of you in the business world. Nothing operates in isolation. You need a full understanding of political, social, economic environments in which you operate. We need to be aware of our local, state and federal politicians, the ideological frameworks in which they operate. It is understanding these that will enable you to look to new industries and investments in the future. Our political and economic conditions are impacted by global developments. The US, the UK, the role of China, all of these things need to be considered when you are looking at the economic environment. You will, of course, be curious about the physical world, the impact of climate change, local disasters, problems for your clients who will have insurance problems, and of course, new risks. Curiosity helps human development. Without it, you're at the mercy of others. If you want to be in charge of your life, find out the facts. Seek out information. We also need to ask the question, how does my education make an impact on myself, my family, my workplace, and society? One of the biggest gifts education gives us is choice. The second skill is critical analysis. This is a skill you will use every moment of every day. Critical analysis is the process of logically and objectively evaluating a topic, breaking it down, its strengths, its weaknesses, its implications. It involves more than summarising information. It requires interpreting evidence, questioning assumptions, identifying biases, forming your own judgment. It means questioning what you read and not necessarily agreeing. The world has become full of fake news, anti-science, anti-expert. Many people have become anti-science while cherry-picking modern technology, running around with a mobile phone, the internet, etc. Professor Raina McIntyre, an internationally recognised expert in the field of global biosecurity, has said, seizing the advances of science is becoming more difficult because of a lack of leadership that allows disinformation and obstacles to be placed in the way of progress. The major obstacle is that we now live in a post-truth world of social media where it is difficult to differentiate fact from fiction. Information and communication are key, as well as recognition that truth itself can be manipulated. As graduates, your communication skills need to be honed to work through what is true and what is false. The scientific advances of the last century must not be lost. We need to respect expertise and not believe everything everyone says. People may be equal before the law, but that does not mean that they have equal knowledge or expertise in a range of fields. We are depending on you and your critical skills to continue human progress. The third skill is being cooperative and collaborative. In other words, getting on with people. Cooperation is more structured and focuses on individual roles to achieve a shared goal, while collaboration is more flexible and it involves joint and shared responsibility to create something new. In a complex world, we need all the input we can have to solve problems. We need people with varying experiences and skills to make us understand the present and look to solutions. There's been a great deal of discussion lately on gender and diversity in the workplace, public institutions and parliaments. As business students, you will know the research of Credit Suisse, the global investment bank and financial services firm. They found a positive correlation between increased gender diversity in leadership position and superior returns on capital, environment, social and governance and stock performance. In other words, the more diverse you are, the more profits can be made. Hence, it is not just a good feeling to be in a more diverse workplace, it is more profitable. I am here today because of my commitment to ensuring women are able to play a role in the business and political institutions of our country. Why would you exclude 54% of voters from participating in the democratic process? As governing becomes more complex, it is imperative that women and people from all walks of life and ethnicities are elected to Parliament to represent the diversity of the electorate at large. By being collaborative and cooperative, you can work with others to find solutions for yourself and your workplace. Shared goals lead to shared solutions. Finally, the fourth skill is being cheerful. Research tells us that people who are happy and positive perform better, work harder, and give more. Let's face it, no one likes a grump. It is not success that makes us happy. It is being happy that leads to success. What is now emerging in happiness research is that happiness is a composite of life satisfaction, coping resources, positive emotions. People who are happier achieve better life outcomes, financial success, supportive relationships, better mental health, effective coping, and even live longer. Moreover, prospective and longitudinal studies show that happiness precedes and predicts positive outcomes. Positive emotions produce broad-ranging and novel thoughts. In other words, happy people are open to more opportunities and the world is their oyster. Negative people limit their worldview. It becomes smaller and smaller over time. As more opportunities pass them by, they become more negative and even grumpier. We need to be open, have good work-life balance, gratitude and purpose. Stay happy and life will be good. So, as you leave QUT today, be curious, be critical, be cooperative and collaborative, but above all, be cheerful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. the Honourable Mary Crawford, for that very inspiring address, and thank you again, congratulations again on your award. Family and friends, we've almost come to the end of the ceremony, and I suspect some, but obviously not all of you, were told not to whistle, make any noise, or basically do anything while your graduate crossed the stage. Well, now I think it is time for us to congratulate all graduates by making as much noise as possible to celebrate their graduation. So thank you, everyone. 10 out of 10. Before I close, I'd like to thank all of our wonderful staff who've arranged the graduation and assisted us today. It's not an easy job, and we thank you all. I'd like to now close by extending my personal congratulations and those of the university to all of our graduates and our best wishes to their assembled family, friends and supporters. Staff will assist the graduates, family and friends to leave safely, so please wait in your seats until you are guided accordingly. And graduates, family and friends, would you all please stand as the academic procession leaves the stage. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this celebration.